What up? I'm going to be taking one sample and flipping it 3 different ways. The purpose of this video is to show you guys different techniques on how to chop a sample and to show you how versatile chopping samples can really be. I'm just going to cook up, see what I can make. All right, so usually I like to go through samples kind of in bulk. I just spend like 1 or 2 days just browsing through samples. So I got here a ton of soul samples that I've downloaded and kind of marked. I've just got my own marking system that I use. Nothing special, just usually I check to see if it's good and if it's been used before. Don't like to use what's been used before. So I'm just gonna go through these, choose one, and then make 3 loops out of it. Okay, I'm liking that one. Drag that in, see what we could cook up.
Looks like it's gonna rain. Looks like I try.
Got a few chops. Quickly throw this together. First thing that came to me, not too much slicing. That's one section. This is the same chop. I'm gonna do another section.
Looks like it's gonna rain,
Do another little section here. Change these snare parts. This. See what we got here.
At my best to be your lady. At my best to be your lover.
Let's just throw some drums on it. I think this is a loop using some drums from my guy Scottzilla, which are in Sample Chop Paradise on Burns Music Library. Check those out. Just throw these on as a reference. Cool, chop one done. You see I kind of used a ton of different sections in the sample. This is kind of in the beginning over here, a little further in over here, you know, first 50 seconds. Let's do chop number 2. So I think for this one, I'll probably go a bit darker. You know, that was soulful, pitched it up. I don't know who I hear on that, to be honest. You know, maybe like Dave East, depending on the right drums. But I'm gonna do something, try to do something a bit more grimier, see how it goes. Obviously that first part is sick. Usually I try to avoid the first part. Even if it hasn't been used, they might still recognize it. Try to dive in, really dissect the entire sample. For the second way, maybe I'll just focus on that first section. Probably pitch it down. Still pitching it down. Get more of those flutes. It needs to be a bit faster, some like slow boom bap. Right now it's at 61. A little darker, a little grimier. You know, I'm not going over mixing right now, but I just throw some just to make it sound a little grimier. Yeah, let's just do this. A lot you could do with that. I could do a little more. Probably won't use those drums. Just trying to chop it up, you know? So we got that. I like that. All right, so we had classic soulful. Then I made it a little darker, a little grimier. That's the thing. People underestimate that the soul sample doesn't have to be a soulful, beautiful type beat. You could chop it up and do anything to it. For this, maybe I'll try to go a little choppier, a little more obscure. Let's go towards the end of the sample.
Can't live. Can't live.
I'm just gonna go from 1.5 minutes into the sample onwards. Just chop that up.
It sounds it sounds like thunder. It sounds this is my heart.
Let's see what we got in here.
Take my hand into this road to try to understand that I'm just a lonely man. Oh.
I'm gonna loop these 2 sections. Yeah, honestly, this type of stuff definitely can be more geared towards trap type elements in the beat. These would probably have to be 2 different sections, not going back and forth like I have it, but I think they both sound cool. So for this example, I'm just gonna use it. I'm still sending it out like a loop like that to give a producer so he could use both sections.
Sounds like thunder.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't know about that first part. I see that being used as like a hook or something. I'm actually gonna dive in a little more, see if I can find another part. I found this other section here. I think I like a bit more. You know, added a bit of EQ, cut out a bunch of the lows, bunch of the highs, transient master to take out some of the transients like the kicks and snares, whatever's hitting. I'll throw in some reverb. You know, this could be a little interlude section. The kick and snare parts to the grid here, I would just chop this up a bit more if it's going to be a bit trappier, maybe make it a bit cleaner. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of get away with leaving it depending on where you put the drums. Going to arrange that later, but this gives you a lot to work with just to make a full beat. Okay, chop number 3 done. You know, classic kind of soulful. We got a little boom bap here, then we have something that can kind of lean towards trap, but I guarantee you take any of those depending on the drums and tempo, you know, you can make it any vibe, and then the versatility and variety just expands even more. Check it out. Try soul samples, obviously pitching up, try pitching it way down, try chopping it longer, chopping it smaller, even smaller chops, try to not use the vocal sections, try to extend it. There's a lot you could do, as you can see. So if you like those chops, check out my website, burnsmusiclibrary.com. I got a lot of different chops, basically just like that. That's my process usually of chopping, you know, just going in, see what I can make. So if you like those, check out burnsmusiclibrary.com. A lot of different soul chop packs, boom bap type packs. I'm probably gonna throw that last one out there for free. If you sign up for my email list on Sundays, you get a free chop. Probably throw that in there. The first 2 I'll either put up for free as well or just throw it in a future pack. So if you want those, just follow along, subscribe, leave a like, sign up for my email, and stay tuned for more.